the cells of the living kingdom may be divided into two categories. One is prokaryotes and another is eukaryotes. Now, prokaryotes. In Greek, pro means before and karyon means nucleus. Before the nucleus. It means prokaryotes, they lack a well-defined nucleus and possesses a relatively simple structure. This includes the various bacteria. You can see here, this is a prokaryotic cell. It is comparatively very simple cell and it doesn't have any nucleus. But in place of nucleus, it has nucleoids. While eukaryotes, in Greek, eu matlab true. Eu means true and karyons means nucleus. So eukaryotes are the cells which possesses a well-defined nucleus and are more complex in their structure and function. The higher organisms like animals and plants are composed of eukaryotic cell. So here you can see this diagram, it shows both the cells prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, they don't contain nucleus, while eukaryotes, they contain a very well defined nucleus. You can see this structure, it is a nucleus. Prokaryotes, their structure is quite simple, but eukaryotes, their structure you can see here, it has a number of organelles and its structure is comparatively very complex. These two, they have some similarities also, but there are a lot of difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What are the similarities between these? Here in this diagram, you can find out that both prokaryotes and eukaryotes both contain cell membrane. In both, cell membrane is there, then both contain ribosomes, while other differences between or a comparison of the characteristic between prokaryotes and eukaryotes are listed here. Now, this is the comparison of eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell based on some characteristic. So, first we will see what is the definition of eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. So, any cell that contain a clearly defined nucleus and membrane bound organelles, those are called as eukaryotic cell, while any unicellular organism that does not contain a membrane bound nucleus or any other organelles, that is called as prokaryotic cell. The example of eukaryotic cell is animal cell, plant cell, fungi and protist cells, while most of the bacteria and archaea, they contain prokaryotic cell. Now, nucleus. As we just saw, eukaryotic cell, a membrane bound nucleus is present, while in prokaryotic cell, nucleus is absent, but in place of nucleus, there is a nucleoid region. Cell size, eukaryotic cells, they are comparatively large, that is 10 to 100 micrometers, while prokaryotic cells, they are very simple and they are small, less than a micrometer to 5 micrometer. They are 1 to 5 micrometer in size. Now, DNA replication. In eukaryotic cell, highly regulated, well-defined and with selective origins and sequence, DNA replication occur. Now, what do you mean by DNA replication and how it happens, that we will see in second term. Now, in prokaryotic cell, replicate entire genome at once. In eukaryotic cell, DNA replication, it occurs step by step and in a proper sequence. while in prokaryotic cell, replication of entire genome, it occurs at once. Now, eukaryotic cell, these are usually multicellular. That means they contain more than one cell which may have different shape, size depending on their function, while prokaryotic cells, these are unicellular. In eukaryotic cell, more than one chromosomes are present, while in prokaryotic cell, there is one long single loop of DNA and plasmids are there. In eukaryotic cells, ribosomes are present and these are large in size, while in prokaryotic cell, the ribosome, these are small in size. Now, growth rate and generation time. In eukaryotic cell, growth rate is comparatively slower, while in prokaryotic cell, growth rate is very fast. Organelles. In eukaryotic cell, membrane-bound organelles are present like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex. All these organelles are there, while in prokaryotic cell, organelles are absent. Now, ability to store hereditary information. All eukaryotic cells have this ability to store hereditary information, while all prokaryotes also have this ability. Now, cell wall. In eukaryotic cell, the cell wall is simple, present in plants and fungi, while in prokaryotes, it's comparatively complex and present in all prokaryotes. In eukaryotic cell, plasma membrane is present. In prokaryotic cell also, plasma membrane is present. Cytoplasm is present in both eukaryotic cell as well as prokaryotic cell. So, this is the comparative study of eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Once again, we will see the diagram of eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Here we are discussing only about eukaryotes. In our syllabus, prokaryote is not there. So, the human body is composed of about 10 raised to 14 cells. These are about 250 types of specialized cells in the human body. Example, erythrocytes, nerve cells, muscle cells, beta cells of pancreas. So, 250 types of cells are present. Both plant and animals both contain eukaryotic type of cell. That means they contain nucleus as well as membrane bound organelles. The plant cell differ from an animal cell by possessing a rigid cell wall, mostly composed of cellulose and chloroplast. While in animal cell, chloroplast, the chloroplast, it is used for photosynthesis. Both the cells consist of well-defined subcellular organelles enveloped by plasma membrane. By differential centrifugation of tissues homogenate, it is possible to isolate each cellular organelle in a relatively pure form. The distribution of major enzymes and metabolic pathways in different cellular organelles are, we have already studied in enzymes, and the subcellular organelle are briefly described in further lectures. In eukaryotes, as you can see, various organelles are there like mitochondria, Golgi complex, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear membrane, nucleus, then cytoplasm. So, we will discuss one by one in further lectures. Animal cell and plant cell, both are eukaryotes. Only one difference is there, that the cell wall of plant cell, it is very rigid and well defined, and it contains chloroplast. Thank you so much.